Hello everyone, this is the Sage of Calidor and today is another video. I know this is going to be rather late, but I am at graduate school and so this is going to be, it took me some more time than usual. Right, so what are we going to talk about? Well, the new Warhammer Fantasy Total War DLC, the Twisted and the Twilight, which is kind of close to the Mutant and the Maiden DLC idea that I was betting on, that I was thinking about. And I have to say, watching the trailer, I find it is very good, very impressive. I am going to tell you this. All the information that I'm getting is from the Steam page, the blog page, and I will put those two links in the description down below, and I would put in the trailer for good measure. But please do me a favor, you watch this video, you go to the trailer, watch that video, if you leave a like or a comment or a subscribe on this video, please do. If you are watching this, please go over to the Total Wars trailer for this, leave a like. If you want, leave a comment and subscribe to their channel. Right, so the Twisted in the Twilight is the recent Legendary Lords pack, and it is going to take place in both the Eye of the Vortex and Immortal Empire's campaign, and it's throughout the Unclean versus the Sisters of Twilight. And according to this small blurb, it is the Unclean has grown very hungry following a lifetime of mutating experiments, believing that consuming the magic of Ariel, Queen of the Wood Elves, could save him from his eternal starvation. He is opposed by the Sisters of Twilight, elven twins who were once a single being before being split into two bodies by the weave. Together they must complete their mission to prepare the glade for Ariel's ritual, which will heal the rift in the world and stop Thurot in the process. Now, what does this DLC include? Well, two unique legendary lords, Thurot the Unclean of Clan Moulder, and the Sisters of Twilight, Naestra and Arahan, emissaries of Queen Ariel. I think that is the name of the faction. And we got powerful new units and heroes from both units. We got Brood Horrors, Mutant Rat Ogres, Packmasters, Wood Rats, Wolf Rats, and the terrifying Kolroch for the Skaven. Brood Ogre Horrors and Mutant Rat Ogres and Packmasters. Wolf Rats, I think, are wolf-sized rats, and Go Herich is a rat ogre. So we're going to get a lot of rat ogres and giant rats, I believe. And for the Wood Elves, we got Zoats, Great Stag Knights, Blade Singers, Spellweavers, and Queen Ariel of Athel Loren herself for the Wood Elves. And we're also going to get an Old World update for the Wood Elves. So, it looks like we are going to be getting, out of all these units, there's only one that's on the tabletop, and that's the Spellweavers. And I talked about this several videos ago. So we are going to get a caster lord for the Wood Elves, which is much like the High Elves and the Dark Elves. And Zoats, they are one of my friends and I, we had this conversation, and they are this like cross between a Croc Sagor and a Dragon Ogre, like old lizard-like creatures that are friendly to the forests of Athaloran and the Wood Elves. Great Stag Knights, so it looks like a more powerful version of the Wild Riders of Kornos. And Blade Singers, I want to say it sounds like something from Dungeons and Dragons, but my gut instinct says they are going to be like a more upgraded version of the War Dancers and Queen Ariel of Athaloran. I think she is going to be something similar to Lord Croak, but let's see. I'm going to ignore the frequently asked questions, but except for, and go down to this. So they will be in the Eye of the Vortex Immortal Empires, and we are going to get these new units. Of course, there is one question I have, because a few times when I logged onto this website, it has something like a Glade Captain for a unit. So I don't know what that is about, or is this just me? Anyway, please comment down below, because I would really appreciate it. What new mechanics will Throughout the Unclean bring? Well, it looks like it's a flesh laboratory, and looks like you can grow new monsters or augment existing ones to create new hybrids. You shape and customize your units. It can be stacked to create different combinations of effects. Oh, that sounds nasty. Augmenting a unit too much can make them unstable, slowly mutate, and get negative traits. Units can be recycled, and recycled units can be replaced by monsters grown in the growth vault. Ooh, more growth juice and in the growth vault, the better the quality of monster that comes out. So this looks like a twist on Icket Claw's engineering laboratory. Oh, this is going to be scary. I actually like it. No, seriously, I admit I have a reputation on this channel for being racist against the followers of Chaos, but I admit some stunts that the Skaven have been pulling with this is actually starting to grow on me. Like, I thought, I mean, I did not get to a video on the Shadow and the Blade because I did not have time. Oh, I should have done that. Anyway, I cannot talk about this anymore. Sorry. But anyway, long story short, this is actually looking pretty interesting for me. Oh, but yeah. So now on to the Sisters of Twilight. What new mechanics are they bringing? Well, they are bringing the Forge of Daith. During the Sisters of Twilight campaign, the sisters will gain a series of incidents and dilemmas that will grant them access to unique items crafted by Daith, the Master Smith of Vol's Anvil, and these dilemmas will enable the creation of new items or the upgrade of existing items made by Daith. Daith is a Wood Elf High Priest of Vol, and I think this is going to be interesting because it sounds like a mix of the forge used by Kimmery and the Dark Tomb Kings and the Dwarves, with maybe a little bit of dilemmas, like whenever you press the invocation of Vol for the High Elves, plus the dilemmas maybe partially similar to Monolith Darkblade's whole incident with Tazarkin. This is going to be interesting to watch. So what's the free content that will be released alongside the DLC? It looks like the Skaven would get a Chieftain Hero, which is a downgraded version of a Warlord. and the malevolent legendary lord Drachia. More information coming soon. Well, I guess you can't have everything you want. I mean, here's the thing. In the lore, Drachia is not a very nice friend of the elves, and the forest spirits are friendly with the elves. But since Games Workshop has been altering a bit of a fluff, maybe we'll have it be something different, but we will see what happens. However, it probably should not have unexpected this, because she is one of the few legendary lords that actually has a model. And now we're on the free old world update, and this is so along. It will be released. The Twisted in the Twilight will be released alongside an update for the Wood Elves faction, and this time it looks like we're going to get an Amber and technology rework. Amber is no longer required for units or buildings. All technologies that previously cost Amber have the cost removed and have been reworked. 8 new technologies have been added. These are the only things that will now cost Amber. Amber is no longer gained from controlling territory and is instead awarded for healing forests. And what does that entail? Well, it looks like, let's take a look. Immortal Empires, the Wood Elves still need to heal Athalloran and restore the Oak of Ages. Okay, I have to admit, I kind of don't mind that staying, and that makes sense. However, to do so, they now need to travel the world and heal special forest regions spread across the map, and each healed forest will provide unique bonuses. Wow, so this will give them a reason to go to the forests out of Athalloran, like the Orion's Camp or Lahadrian Forest. And later on down the line, the last point of this, it says, as part of this system, new regions have been added to the campaign, 4 to Immortal Empires and 2 to Vortex, giving the Wood Elves a presence on every part of the map. So this is giving the Wood Elves a reason to go out and about, which makes sense because in lore, they have this special system called the Deep World Root Systems, and the world roots are attached to many different corners of the map. And if you look at the Wood Elf 8th edition book, it will show a map it has a map that shows sections of the world roots are fixed. So it looks like you'll have to fix the world root system. And it's what it says right here. A forest's health can be built up over time through various actions, such as securing its borders and building certain buildings. Once restored, a ritual can be performed to permanently heal the forest. And every forest has unique forest encounters, interactable markers that provide narrative choices and let the player shape how they heal the forest. So there's going to be options. And that's going to sound interesting, but I do not know very much about it. We'll have to see what else unfolds. And given my track record on how it took me forever to mention the Shadow and the Blade on this channel, I might not mention it until I'm passing for a future video, but we will see. Traveling the Deep Roots. This is what I like. Wood Elves can now instantly transport their armies between forest regions using the new Travel Deep Roots ability, and it looks like this comes with a cooldown, so I do not know this for certain. It does not look like the Wood Elf settlements are going to receive an upgrade in defense. But what they are going to give is you can travel from one, build your armies from one place to another as a trade-off, which sounds pretty useful, I might add. Sounds pretty useful. And when will the content be available? On the release day of the Twisted in the Twilight, 3rd of December. Now we have a look at more of the units. This time for the Wood Elves, we'll look at it first. Ariel, the Queen of Athaloran, is a legendary hero, powerful spellcaster, more than capable of melee combat. Spellweaver, like I said, spellcasting lord, which can be recruited to wield the lores of life, beasts, shadow, dark, and high magic. Good that shows the balance of the Wood Elves. Zoats, powerful monstrous beasts who have access to bound lore of life spells. This goes to the lore. The Zoats have access to the lore of life, and their job is to defend the forests. Great Stag Knights, heavy Wood Elf cavalry used to penetrate infantry lines and decimate lighter cavalry. So this is going to be, it looks like this is going to be a mix of a anti-infantry, anti-large force. Maybe have some armor piercing. This is going to be fun to watch. And Blade Singers, elite sword wielding war dancers, kind of like I talked about before. War dancers, but they have swords. Regiments of renown, Wraiths of the Frozen Heart, particularly effective for preventing cavalry from cycle charging or stopping a missile unit from retreating. I don't know what that is. I do not know what that is. I think they are forest spirits. Yeah, I think those are forest spirits, but I do not have any idea. I do not have any idea with that. Lost Sylvian Knights. I think they are great stag knights equipped with significant physical resistance. Enigmas of Garian elite Zoats with more powerful spells from the lore of life. Zoats, it looks like they have access to bound lore of life spells. Well, these guys probably have the higher tier. Like, you know, when you are playing upgrading a spellcaster, you have lower level spells and higher level spells. This is probably what it means. Well, anyway, let's go on to Throt, see what's going down here. And for units, he has Goa Wretch, who is a legendary hero. And it looks like, a former general of Archeon the Ever-Chosen was ignored his commander's orders and was sent to Hell Pit as punishment. His brain was transplanted into a body of a rat ogre. Talk about the consequences of being nasty to your boss. Nasty, but we'll see how it goes. Packmaster. This hero unit performs a support role with AoE and targeted buffs, summons wolf rats to the thick of battle, and may be mounted on a brood hoarder. I guess I was wrong. For some reason I thought it was a extra powerful rat, but I guess I was wrong. Wolf packs. Wolf rat, sorry. Highly mobile pack beasts come in poisonous and armor-piercing varieties, sort of like wolf-sized giant rats. Mutant rat ogre, a large single-entity monster, which is a larger rat ogre. Brood horror, from what I guess of the images that I saw in at Steam, it looks like a giant rat. And it can be chosen as a mount for Throth the Unclean and Packmaster heroes. Okay, that sounds scary. Have you seen what Throth the Unclean looks like? He's big and nasty as it is, but don't take my word for it. Take a look at the picture. Makes me kind of wonder how big this giant rat is going to be. Guys, word to the wise, make sure anyone who has a phobia of rats does not watch you play this. Alright, so Regiments of Renown, Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep. Comes with the Berserk ability, can be used to combat terror units. Skitter's Helion is capable of summoning a localized bombardment of Warp Lightning. The Thing, that sounds interesting. The Thing has the ability to buff melee attack and weapon strength, but rampages in the process. I think the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep. Put down what you think that reminds you of in the sentence down below, in a comment down below. I think that they're wolf rats. I do not know about the other two. But anyway, I want to say I am actually looking forward to this DLC. I mean, once I get a engine that works, I'm likely going to be playing the Wood Elves first. But I mean, I am interested to see how everything works. Well, anyway, thank you for checking on this video. Sorry I rambled on a few things, such as wishing I was on my game when Shadow and the Blade came out. But in my defense, I just thought about it in that instance. But anyway, what's done is done. But what I will say, yeah, we're going to be having Wood Elves, the Sisters of Twilight, on the back of a huge dragon, about to chase down some rats. And it's going to be fun to watch. Well, anyway, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and please introduce me and share this video to help grow the channel. And please check out the other links I'm going to post down below. Until then, catch you next.